Hey,
Hey,
hey, girl. Oh, hey. Oh, feel it. The vibe. The vibe. The vibe.
Yes,
Happy Saturday.
Girl,
vibey.
the vibe is too
Happy
real.
Saturday. That vibe was too much. I was over here like, and oh, and oh. Happy Saturday. We have a lot of show to get to, so I'm not even going to go into any pleasantry. I'm just right into it. Thank you for everybody who's joining us on the radio on Radio Region for another episode of Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Of course, thank you to everybody who's joining us live on Instagram. Before we get into the foolishness on the internet, we are going to introduce ourselves in alphabetical order. If you could see Garcia's face, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, everybody. Another vibey Saturday with my Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Thank you for joining us. Yes, my name is Garcia, and let me tell you, the foolishness on the internet, it's getting the internet, sorry. It's not the internet. It's the levels below the internet. It's getting deeper, y'all, and we're here to support you as we try to understand all the foolishness. Thank you to Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio. And I'm going to pass it over to Telly so we can get to the show.
Yes, girl. The vibes are here. Yes, girl. The vibe is here. It's alive and well. Hey, everyone. It's your girl, Telly. And, you know, it's always funny. Just when we all think, okay, all right, we've reached our peak. No. There's always something else where it's like, come again? What? So we're not going to waste any time. Shiva, I want you to tell them who you are. Tell them who you is. We're going to get into it.
All of that. So I am Toshiba. They call me Shiva. I'm the final female member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. And to my right is my partner in crime who's going to introduce himself.
Robbie, 3 times. Happy Saturday. Good evening. Well, good afternoon. All of that. Let's get into it, I guess. There's so much going on, you know. I mean, I hope your portfolio's doing okay.
I know. Honestly, everything that's going on in the world, but we are here to brighten it, right? We bring that little hour of brightening of your life because the rest of the world is very serious. There's a lot going on. I'm going to go right into it. I'm going to dig right into it. When you think of someone who loves themselves, right? Loving yourself unconditionally. What does that mean to you, ladies and Rob?
Okay.
Self-respect, self-compassion, knowing that you deserve, you deserve to be treated.
That queen energy.
Yeah.
Or that king energy.
Mm-hmm.
Top tier.
Yeah.
Robert?
Good, bad, and ugly, not good, good, and good. I think some people look at themselves like that.
Just good, all good,
Yeah,
never
all
bad.
good, never,
And everybody should accept them for who they are. Well, we have one lady, and I'm actually almost tired of speaking about her, but this week it just came up because it's just doing the most. And here we
It's
go
only
again.
like 2 or 3 people that. Oh, Jesus.
So Lizzo.
Okay.
And
Rob's reaction, though.
if you
No,
love
this
me,
is important too, Shiva. Let these people know they have to watch this because words can't even. What word can one use to describe this on radio? Y'all gotta tune in and see this IG live right now. Find it after this episode is done. Y'all go find it from Radio Region. Go find it because I don't know what kind of words can describe what Shiva's showing right now, girl.
so according to Lizzo, if you love me, you love all of me. You don't get to pick and choose. Here is my thing. This whole body positivity movement has gone a little bit too far because what we're not realizing as Black folks, especially as Black women, is that we have the highest rate of preventable diseases. The highest rate of preventable diseases that are tied to our weight. So highest rate of preventable diseases tied to our weight. But we have this whole thing that people should love us and love me for who I am. But part of loving yourself is taking care of yourself. And I'm sorry, like I'm tired of this no, I'm not fatphobic because it's not even a real thing. Like fat phobia is not actually a real thing. It's bullshit. It is what it is. But she's talking about loving her unconditionally, but does she truly love herself? Like how? No.
She doesn't.
No.
If you love yourself, do you really need to do this? If she really did love herself, no one even know what she looks like under her clothing. She would have any reason to show herself. What Lizzo should be doing is putting out a new album. Like, I just love how when she first came out, it was all about her music. And then as time went on, the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden now she's all about love me, take me for who I am. But she can't even stand herself, as we can see. So why should we bother then? It's not our job to love you. You gotta love you first. Last time I checked. She has to find her own kind of happy. Just like we all found ours. This is not a post of self, look at me, everyone. Yes, high five. This is a cry for help to me.
Hey, I'm gonna just interject really, really quick because this is symptomatic of a larger issue that's big in the Black community. Here's the problem. You ladies, you can love yourself as you are all you want to. That doesn't mean I have to love you.
Exactly.
I don't have to love you like that.
No.
Facts.
I have to love you because you're a Black woman.
Oh,
sorry.
That's it. That's all it is.
Play the violin.
Yeah, and I think I'm on, Team Rob here as well. Like, why do people have to accept you like that? Because I don't understand. Like, why? Why is it worth it to love you when you're not in your best health? Why is it worth it for me to put myself through that, to know that I might end up being a caretaker for you because you're debilitated by your health due to weight, stroke? Like, we know what happens when you're not taking care of your body.
Right.
We know the diseases that come up. And what Lizzo is doing, there's a cry for help. This is a lot deeper than than what's going on. And as a Black woman with a platform, if she wants to protect Black women, if she wants to be here for Black women, she should promote it. She should be promoting how we can lengthen our lives.
That's it.
That part.
And for me, I always say to people, I'm like, I have standards, and it's funny how I can have my standards, but you cannot. Like, you can be like, I don't expect a man to fall for me, if I'm not working at being my best self.
That's it.
If I'm working at being my best self, that's what makes me attractive.
That's it.
Giving up on yourself isn't hot.
No. This looks like she's giving up on herself.
That's what she's doing.
She's giving up on herself. And now she wants us to pick up the pieces? Nah, chick, you're on your own. No. I'm not here. We're not here.
And I don't have to protect you because you're a Black woman and I'm a Black woman. Like, I don't have to.
You don't have to do anything.
So again, this is part of the Protect Black Women movement, but if protecting a Black woman is making sure that we're in optimal health, so we're not dying early and not able to take care of our family. Like, I'm sorry, that's the definition to me of protecting Black women. It's not saying, girl, you can do whatever you want. And no, that's not how communities are built. That's not how communities were built.
Absolutely
when communities were being built, it wasn't people doing whatever they want. It was everyone coming together to do what's best for the community. And a Black woman at 300 pounds, posing naked, talking about she wants to be for Playboy, and other Black women saying, girl, you can do whatever you want. That is not protecting Black women. That's upholding bullshit. But I digress.
Girl.
So, Lizzo, we wish you the best, girl. Goodbye. So someone, I'm not sure if I should wish them the best or not. I am conflicted on this one. So Kiki Wyatt, if you don't know who Kiki Wyatt is, she is actually an amazing singer. Her voice is awesome. She's very well known for singing with Avant. She is expecting her 11th child. So Kiki says on her announcement, my husband Zachariah David Deering and I are proud to announce that our family will be adding a +1 to the Wyatt bunch. #baby11. And here is another picture of her with all the other 10 of her children.
Oh, wow.
So on the radio, there is a picture of Kiki White with her third husband. This is her third husband, and all of her children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And technically, what happened is she lost one of her babies. So this is baby 11, but there's only going to be 9 pictured, and the one that she's pregnant with. I'm not sure how I feel about 11 kids. Ladies,
That's a lot. That's a heck of a lot.
For me, there are two things, and this is just me. For people might have a different, thing, but I believe, we're not in the days anymore where people are easily out here purposely having more than 5 children. Like people aren't out here saying, I want to have 8 kids.
Yeah.
For many reasons. Have we seen the inflation rates lately? Like, do we see how much it costs for a loaf of bread now? So when she puts breakfast out, that's an entire loaf of bread. Like
one slice
just
each.
one in the morning.
One
Like,
slice each.
so there's that whole piece. And then how old is she? Because
How old is she
39.
again?
39.
girl,
Yeah, I think this is her
Come
third
on,
bariatric
girl.
pregnancy.
Come on now.
She's been having kids since she was like 18 or 19. Yeah.
also,
So-
like, even her mental health, like, has she ever had a chance to be like, just enjoy her
Just
life?
enjoy motherhood
Yeah.
with the 9 children she already has. Go out and not having to worry about all of her choir. Like that.
Not the
That's
choir.
a lot of kids.
Yeah, that's a
choir.
lot of that is a choir.
Someone better call Kirk Franklin. He can redo Melodies from Heaven because she's got a choir right there. Melodies from Heaven come through. Like, come on now.
Man, that won't go in the OBGYN Hall of Fame, boy.
So Ocho Cinco basically has put out a tweet like Kiki White thinks she's trying to beat me, but guess what? Ocho Cinco is not having the babies. She is. Because I think, or Ocho Cinco Chad Johnson, whatever you want to call him, I always call him Ocho Cinco, but I think he's on 8 children now. But he didn't birth them. Her woman
Right.
has had to carry
Jeez.
and birth kids for the last 20 years.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of kids. So again, I wish them the best, but girl.
Yeah.
She Henrietta Lacks a baby maker.
I'm not sure. And then she said, this is the last part of it. Then she said, baby number 12 is not off the table. Yes.
Oh wow.
She
Baby's
is
got birth 12.
And she talking about the next
Yes. She said baby number 12 is not off the table. I hope she makes it off the table.
Girl, I don't know. That's a lot.
39 and having your 11th child, like
Mm.
that's your body is going through a
Listen.
lot.
Listen,
Wow.
I know women
Wow.
that have been very,
Wow.
they have kids by just looking at men. It's like they look at a man and they end up pregnant, and they
This
have
must
like,
be her.
I know women that have 8, 9 kids, and at that 8th kid, they're like, this is ridiculous. I can't even look at a dude without getting. So they do the thing and take care of it so they don't end up pregnant again. Because I'm sorry, in my mind,
Right.
after like 3, 4 kids,
That's a lot of that's good.
The kids.
That's enough.
that's a
I got a
lot.
question.
That's a lot. What's your question, Robert?
She has 3 husbands, right? So
This
this
is her third husband.
How many kids did she have with him?
This is the second. This will be the second one.
So she had 8 kids.
8 kids.
So when they were on their date, it was like, hey, Kiki, hey, David. So tell me about your kids. How many kids you got? 8.
And he's still
And
signed
he
up.
still went down that road.
No.
And technically 9, because again, she lost one. So she
Right.
probably answered 9.
And he
And
said,
he had 0.
I want to have some kids too. Or I wonder how many kids he got. Like, look,
Yes, this is his second. The first was the one they just had a couple of years ago.
that's
There's the first baby here. This is their first. Their first is here. And their second is in her belly.
look, man, they got that Nick Cannon mentality. Like the purpose of life is to procreate.
God bless them.
God bless them.
I
God bless
mean,
them.
I
Her
said
womb
to
is
Rob,
clearly blessed. I guess.
I'm just praying that the money continues to flow in
That's
so
it.
these children can have some sort of life. Because
Yeah.
this sort of stuff back in the day when you talk to your parents and they're like, oh, I have 17 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
even back then when bread was 25 cents a loaf, it was still hard.
It was hard. Much more now, where bread is like $10. So as long as her vocal cords can keep on going, then girl, I guess to each their own.
Oh, she can never retire.
She can't retire now. That
Yeah,
retirement
she
plan
has
is
to do
gone.
it.
She's gonna have to sing at her own funeral. Like that's how much money that
Stop.
she's gonna need to take care of these
Stop. Stop. And we move on. And we move on.
kids. She's gonna have to sing at her own funeral
And we move on.
Man,
to take care of
Someone
them kids.
I will actually say congratulations to. Give me a moment. So someone got married this weekend, and it is amazing for them, but there was some drama surrounding their wedding. So congratulations to Debrat and her wife, Jessica. They officially tied 2-22-22.
Yes.
It is amazing. Now, here is the funny part about Debrat. Debrat's been out since, what, the 90s, right?
Oh yeah.
I think everybody knew when Debrat came out that she
Yes.
wasn't checking for the fellas. Like, I think everyone knew.
Everybody
Debrat,
did.
yeah, like, no one was thinking she was out there, like, checking for the fellas. So, her and her sister, if you don't know, her sister is Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray in the Players Club, who was also married to the Prime Minister of Turks and Caicos.
They're sisters.
You didn't know this? This is news to you? Oh my goodness. Yes.
Half sisters or full sisters?
They're half sisters.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they're siblings. Like,
Yeah.
all those grew up together.
Sisters.
They're sisters, blood sisters.
Yeah, they're like sister.
So last year, Debrat and Lisa got into it because it was announced officially that Debrat had come out. And Lisa was mad at her because she found out on social media that her sister had come out. Now, recently, it was then announced that Jessica is pregnant and Debrat is expecting her first child. Lisa, again, says she found out on social media.
I'm so confused with two women having a baby together. How does that work?
They maybe have got a sperm donor. I don't know. I didn't dig
But
into
how is it
details.
both of their kids?
Well, then one will have to adopt. So what would happen
Never
is,
mind.
hold on, no, I'll explain.
No.
What will happen is Jessica would have the baby, and then Debrat would have to adopt the baby as her own, so that she's like actually the child's parent.
I mean, I got that part, but I was somehow never mind. It's not. I mean, somehow in my head I had it that both of them were biologically the parent. I thought they were
Oh.
stuff out somehow.
No.
And I was just again,
It
I'm
was-
stupid sometimes. Sorry.
So, anyways, the whole drama was Lisa Ray was upset because her sister was putting stuff out on social media and she wasn't like hearing about it direct. My issue was,
How was that a newsflash if y'all sisters?
but first of all, yes, the lesbian thing, again, we all knew in the 90s, early 2000s. Like, we knew. The pregnancy thing, it is what it is. But if your sister's not telling you stuff, is it on you or is it on her? Because I'm thinking she has a problem with you, and that's why you don't know. And maybe you shouldn't go out in public and say that you have a problem with your sister not telling you stuff, because that's going to make her not want to definitely tell you anyways. Maybe that's...
I mean, speaking as someone with 3 sisters,
Oh.
sometimes you have to understand too. You're not going to know everything about your sister's life unless she chooses to tell you.
That's it.
That's the first thing. People are allowed to have their own business.
Exactly.
And Lisa, how close are you to your sister? Like, maybe she doesn't tell you things because your mouth too big and you chat too much.
That
Because she
part.
obviously loves to chat because she's out here talking to everyone else but her
That's
sister.
her sister. And you know, we were talking about this on our call too. We were saying that she seems like maybe she wants to be in control of everything. Like be like, you know, you should do this way. You should do this that way. So maybe Debrat was like, you know what? My sister's too controlling. I'm just gonna let the whole world know what's going on in my life, and she can learn then. And before she just says something in general, like, oh, I'm so happy, she's gonna be great at whatever she does in life, she does the complete opposite and turns it into me. Why didn't you come to me? And it's like,
calm
girl,
down.
this is not you sitting down with Barbara Walters 2020.
Yeah,
like, just say your congratulations and then talk to your sister in
In
private.
private.
Y'all don't get it though. Like this is the drawback, unfortunately, of being a celebrity is when that jack ain't going off like that.
Yeah.
Agents ain't hitting you like that. You'll do anything to strike
Anything.
That's true.
some, put my name in
That's
the
true.
air a little bit. And this was her way of, and that's probably why she don't mess with you. That was like her sister was up on stage saying, "Hey, this is us. We just got married. We having a baby." And she was like, "Get out of here. What about me?"
It's like me.
And that's a
Pushed
problem.
her out of the way.
And that's a problem. And honestly, that's a problem because again, I couldn't find the interview to show on the show, but she did an interview when the person was like, "Oh my God, you must be so happy for Debrat and Judy because they're having a baby," and she was like, "Well, I had to find it on social media," and I'm like, "Girl, this all you had to say was, oh my God, I cannot wait to be an aunt. They're gonna make great parents." And moving on. It was then it became when the girl was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she's like, "And you know that last time when she came out and I was like,
And now she's
The
doing
Rock's
every
right.
receipts. It's like,
Yeah,
girl.
no.
so we wish Debrat and her new wife the best, and we just pray that Lisa can keep her mouth shut moving forward. Now, someone who should have kept their mouth shut was
Girl.
Blac Chyna's lawyer. So recently it came out that Rob Kardashian had dropped the criminal complaint. It was
Right.
a criminal complaint
Yes.
against Blac Chyna. If you do not know, Rob Kardashian is the Kardashian brother, the only brother of the crew. And Blac Chyna is his only child's mother. Blac Chyna was also with Tyga. Tyga was with Kylie. Anyways, it was a whole drama. So according to Rob, his quote for why he dropped it, he said, "My love for Dream far outweighs my desire to proceed with my claim against her mother in a public trial." Nice statement, right?
Yeah. Sounds all right.
Your father. This is the mother of your only child.
Right.
And guess what? Being in a situation where you're publicly dragging the mother of your only child probably is not in the best interest, because children these days, they've got iPads, they've got all these devices they can reach.
What was his crime? What was her crime?
She beat him up. It was assault.
It was an assault.
It was assault. Like, people had to drag her off of him. It was a
bad.
hot mess.com. And I think part of it was captured because they used to have a reality show, Rob and Chyna.
Yes.
And it was captured. It was a thing.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
It was a thing.
Y'all know at the Rob convention, we don't acknowledge him.
Rob Kardashian is Rob one time.
Rob.
I cannot Robbie 3 times. But I am gonna read the quote from Rob, and I'm going to read the quote from the lawyer. So, "My love for Dream far outweighs my desire to proceed with my claims against her mother in a public trial. Now that the court has ruled that there is sufficient evidence to warrant a jury trial on my claim for assault for our daughter's sake, I'm dismissing the action and focusing on my co-parenting relationship with Chyna." But then her lawyer fired back, and her lawyer says, Chyna was finally about to have her day in court at a February 23rd trial in Los Angeles Superior Court, where she was prepared to prove with evidence that Rob's claim that she was physically attacked and assaulted him was a malicious lie. Instead, Rob dropped his case on the eve of trial, not because he suddenly wanted to drop the case for the sake of his daughter, but because he knew his assault and battery accusations against Chyna were false. In other words, Rob's avoidance of the serious consequences of an adverse jury verdict is why he dropped the case, not his supposed concern for his daughter.
Wow.
One sounds more convincing than the other.
Well, here's
I'll
my
let the audience decide who sounds more convincing.
Oh, wow.
That's a whole ass statement, though. Like, I'm sorry, but
It's a terrible statement.
what a whole
It is. That was stupid.
It's a
That
horrible
was
statement.
stupid.
I
That was a
literally
horrible
wrote,
statement.
this is a statement that I wrote and sent, Garcia can respond, but I'm literally going to go and tell you the statement that I wrote and sent to Garcia when we heard out about the story. Go on, Car, respond.
So yeah, my response when we saw this story and I wrote to you all about it, and I said my problem here is, where did this lawyer come from, and does he work for a lot of celebrities? Because
It's the female.
Skid
Let
Row.
me
he
ask.
sounds like
Skid Row.
he sounds like he's out here to, you know, I don't know, because I'm just like, okay, Rob one time comes out with this beautiful tribute to his daughter. We know,
Right.
you know, you can tell that, you know, he loves his daughter.
Yeah.
He brings her to the birthday parties for all the other Kardashian kids, and
Mhm.
she's very involved in her cousin's life. And, you know, he said, okay, you know what? I don't want to continue with this because it's causing drama, and I don't want that drama. Remember, he lives in the Kardashian life. He sees what's going on with all of his sisters and their exes and the drama, specifically Kim and Ye, you know, how public it is and how harmful it probably is to his nieces and nephews.
Right.
So I think he decided, you know what, whatever, like, let's just forget about this. We're going to co-parent and we'll be fine.
Right.
This was a time for China's lawyer to come out and say, you know, she's so happy that this has been, you know, taken care of. This is a time for us to celebrate how families can work, even if they're not together. They can, you know, make it a beautiful statement.
I have
Because-
a statement. I have
Yes,
a
and
statement.
Toshiba had a statement.
I have
And
a statement.
after
This is my
she wrote
statement.
that, I'll
This is
tell
my
people what I
statement.
said.
We're happy this matter concluded in the way it did. Black China desires to move forward and focus on co-parenting with Rob. Her children are the most important things in her life, and now all of her energy can return to being the best mom. That was my statement.
That's what Toshiba wrote back. And I said, they should have hired you, because when you're dealing with celebrities, you're out here to make things seem peaceful, even when it is not. And this lawyer made it look like China is truly from the streets and ghetto and doesn't want the father in her child's life, which is a thing, you know, especially when it comes to Black women. And, you know, and I'm like, if the father wants to be in the child's life,
let him.
let him.
It's
Why
half
are we
his.
out here keeping men
Okay.
outside the house?
It's
when
just as much
they wanna
his
raise
kid as
kids?
hers.
And
This lawyer's made it look like she was an angry Black woman.
Right.
that's what I was about to say. That was the whole vibe of that whole statement. It was
Yeah.
basically like, we got enough evidence to throw your Black ass in jail, but because he's such a good guy, we're not going to do it. When you ever heard white people say that?
Lord.
Yeah.
It was a mess. So we
Yeah,
hope
all
for
of
their
that.
sakes they can continue because they have a
That
child.
was a terrible statement.
It was thank you, because honestly, and I think no lawyer's gonna put on a statement on my behalf that I haven't seen.
That's why
No
her
way.
fired back like that.
No, that was her attorney statement that I read. Are you completely
No, I'm
confused?
just a little bit.
You're clearly confused. Black China's attorney is the one who responded that way, not Rob. Rob
No,
said the
that's-
statement
yeah, no,
about
that-
Dream.
Right, that statement about Dream is the one that's corny because it was bad.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because he basically was saying all of the stuff I've been saying about her is true, but we're just not going to proceed in pressing charges.
Interesting. I find that very interesting that you think that. Because I'm completely on Rob's side. I'm completely on Rob's side. Like he's saying, now it's a jury trial. Do you think Black China in front of a jury is not going to be found guilty as a Black woman?
I'm
Because
confused about the dynamics of what's going on with like how this. So she's wanting to go to court.
yes, they wanted to go to court. That was that whole thing. We wanted to go to court because we were going to prove that every accusation he made was false. But the problem is Corey, his stepfather, whatever Corey is, has a statement in there saying I was there and witnessed it and literally had to drag China off of Rob. It was abusive. It's all
And yeah, you know
bad.
what? And I hate, you guys know I don't like speaking against obviously Black women, but unfortunately, Black China has
Our reputation.
That girl has anger problems.
that
man.
we have seen in action.
She gets angry fast.
Yeah, like even with her own flesh and blood.
Thank you.
She-
Her own
so-
mama she had cussed out. So
So,
she was
yeah.
going to go to jail. Had she gone to a jury trial, Black China would have gone to jail without a doubt.
I'm sure of that.
So I think Rob did what he needed to do. He's a Kardashian. I don't care what people answer. They were going to take the side of a Kardashian in a Los Angeles court against Black China, whose social media shows that she's a tyrant. Her social media shows very clearly.
Yeah.
So we wish them the best. We wish the best for the baby girl. But before we get into break, we're going to have our 3-minute segment with Robbie 3 times. And to make sure that it's accurate, let me go ahead and set my timer. So
we ready.
3 minutes with Robbie 3 times and go.
So much going on. I talked a bit more than usual because I was obviously a bit confused about so much of this stuff that we're talking about today and how it makes sense. And I don't know. Lizzo.
Oh dear.
Well, you know, I spoke on it a bit before. Like, just you might not like brushing your teeth, but you should not expect people to like you in spite of it. And it seems like she is just like, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of government telling people how to live. If you want to kill yourself, kill yourself. If you want to eat butter sandwiches and put lard in your oatmeal and just live knock yourself out. Kill yourself. You want to fly down the road. Like, as long as you're not inflicting harm on nobody else, that's the issue. Now, from the healthcare issue with some of these issues, I understand that dynamic. It's a little bit different, but why are we still be talking about her? Like, that's the part that I just really, and she's just like, she's the number one like advocate of love me and love all of this, and it's like, maybe if you were more believable yourself. Anyways, Keke Wyatt, okay. Like I said, that woman is definitely going in the Hall of Fame. I got some questions for her husband. I just kind of would be curious as to how that whole romance kicked off and how do you plan a family when there's 8 kids already there? I don't know. But I'd love to ask the gentleman a question. And not judging, not like they could probably have an amazing relationship, deeply in love, all of that. But I'm just saying, he's obviously a special guy. You know what I mean? The Brat and Lisa Ray, that whole situation is just hilarious to me. I'm assuming that the Brat is the little sister and the older, prettier sister can't stand for her to have a single minute, a moment to herself. But what about me? And that is, you know, like, this is the tragedy of being known for your beauty is like, as you mature, it's like, oh, and I'm sure it's hard to deal with because you wouldn't do stuff like that if you were okay with just playing in the cut somewhere. And Rob, Messi, we don't acknowledge the guy, and sorry.
And we're done. As we get into the second half of our show, Karcia is going to reset the room.
Yes, let us reset the room. Thank you all so much for joining us here on Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Just so you know, we are replaying our shows on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays. So if the live IG dose isn't enough for you, listen to us later on, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you to Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform to share the foolishness of the internets, trying to make sense of it all with all of you. So with that, let's move on.
Yeah.
If you owed someone $3 million, $4 million that you could not pay for slander and libel, would you continue to slander and libel people on the internet?
No.
I would think so. So, Tasha K is a blogger. She was recently sued and won. Cardi B won against her because she went and said some false things about Cardi that were knowingly false. So this week, she got into a little tiff with DJ Academics, and I will read it. So, DJ Academics basically, Radio Regent, don't cancel us. He said, "You bald-headed bird. Pay Cardi B, you scallywag. You done lied and got exposed. We need the $4 million that me, Cardi B, Offset, and Baby Culture can throw it in the strip club. Yes, I'm the bill collector. You lied. Funk Fresh Voice." No, I'm sure you called us scallywag.
Yes.
It's
I haven't heard the word scallywag since I watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
Girl!
not
That's like an old British
It's a
term.
90s term. That's a,
So he brought back the word scallywag. So Tasha, not to be undone, decided she wanted to respond. And her response to DJ Academics was as follows. DJ Alvin, lying and hiding from the dead rappers he reported on. They coming to collect. Now watch your mouth and your back fat, Albert. Chi-Town owe you several. You snitch for pay. Leave that woman alone and worry about those chicks in my DM talking about the drugging and raping. Sir?
she has not learned.
She has not learned.
Okay,
And
and
will not stop talking.
And to prove she has not learned, she also went on another show to talk about how she gave the money. Let me find it. Oh my God, where's that clip? I gotta find the clip. Here we go. So she does not have the money, but here she is telling us she does not have the $4 million. So this was what she has to say.
Oh no.
I think it's $4 million you have to pay a celebrity. A lot of conversation has been is, do you even have that amount of money to pay in this lawsuit? Like, is Tasha K worth that amount of money to pay that?
I ain't got it.
I always want to know. Listen, I'm so glad you said it.
Listen, I ain't got it. Don't ask me for no money. I ain't got it. But listen, we have business things in place that takes care of things like this. Now, of course, the appellate court and the Supreme Court is in process right now.
So that is true. You're not trying to pay that $4 million. You're gonna do the appeal.
No. That's what the appellate court.
and then
Who's trying to pay $4 million? Who? You got to kill a bar.
that YouTube money is big checks. I thought
It's good, but I got 2 children.
So after saying all of that, she still went on to say to DJ Academics that I can't. Ladies, I can't. I actually can't.
You know what? I was saying to you guys on our planning call, this woman, she thrives off of drama.
Yeah.
She's addicted to the drama, it
Yeah.
seems. For her, there's no such thing as bad press.
Right.
Everyone's talking about her because she won't stop talking. So this is all for the sake of her YouTube channel or her blogging and all that she's doing.
It's all about the YouTube
But
channel.
like we were saying, the way how she's going, she'll have nothing. She's gonna lose everything because this woman will not stop talking.
And my whole issue with her really is
Jeez.
that, you know, I'm guessing what she said, basically what she means is that maybe her company is insured. But, you know, as we were talking in our planning call, that's all well and good, but is it okay with her husband that they're going to lose all of this money and have to pay this back? And for me, I feel it's just really highly irresponsible of her to be behaving this way, especially of a woman of her age. You know, she's like, what, 39? Or
She's too old to be acting this stupid.
You know, and if you're going to have a show, like even our show, if you're going to have a show where you're talking about people, as much as we are being our true, authentic selves, we actually do make sure that what we're saying is this was sourced from here. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you know, Cardi B was in the strip club and doing all of these sort of things.
Right.
And she was I would never say that or do that because you are actually you're defaming that person.
That's it.
And she just seems to be out here. Exactly. She will do anything for the attention, even if it means ruining her husband's financial, foundation.
That's horrible.
So
Like the type of woman that cares about that.
Well, that's my problem. Because the LLC for the YouTube is her husband and her. Like us with our LLC, it's going to be both of our names. So
Seem like the kind of woman that cares about that.
that is a good question. And I was,
Her show is called Unwind, but all she do is gaslight people. How you unwinding? How you chilling?
All of that.
Okay, so we're done with her. That was a good point. Something that I think people want done, because everyone's trying to understand what the hell happened, is this whole shooting between Tory Lanez and Meg the Stallion.
Again.
So the story was that Tory Lanez had shot Meg the Stallion in her foot after one of Kylie Jenner's party because they were in an argument, and apparently at one point they were dating.
That's what the rumor mill said. Earlier they were in a relationship.
You know what that makes me think of? When you go to the amusement ride, they be like, "You gotta be this tall to ride this ride." I'm amazed that he's his head. I'm amazed he made it past that red line.
So to be clear, Tory Lanez is 5'3". Meg the Stallion, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere between 5'11" and like 6 foot.
Yeah.
She's like a
she's an Amazon like Beyonce. Like they
she's
step
like
in the room and
Rihanna.
everybody sees them. Right.
Tall.
So yeah. So anyways, it recently came out that on the pre-trial, it turns out that there may be some evidence that Tory's DNA is not actually on the gun. That said, it shot Meg. DJ Academics was also involved in this.
He's getting
DJ
around.
Academics tweeted, update, Tory Lanez trial adjourned till April, with Tory's lawyer telling the court they have completed DNA results from the prosecution, which is very pleasing to his client. I saw the doc myself. It literally says it was inconclusive in finding Tory's DNA on the Gunner magazine. Now one of y'all finna tell me eyes deceive me. I ain't Tasha K. Stop playing with me. Which is why him and Tasha K got in the beef in the first place. Now, people were coming for him, including Meg the Stallion. And then another reporter came out and she said, oh no, it is true. This is Nancy Dillon, and she's a reporter, I want to believe, from the Rolling Stones. So she's a reporter from Rolling Stones, and she said, I have the transcript from the court reporter. This is what Tory Lanez's attorney said. We are in the process of actually retaining an expert with respect to DNA. It is our hope that we will be able to review and confirm the LAPD's analysis, which from our standpoint was favorable. So, if it is that Tory's DNA ain't on that gun,
girl.
Yeah, I would like to know whose
Then whose
DNA.
DNA is on that gun?
Let me calm this down. They said inclusive. That's Johnny.
inconclusive.
That is inconclusive. That is Johnny Cochran. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
Oh, we acquitted.
It don't mean that he didn't do it. It just don't mean that they ain't got no DNA to tie him to the gun.
Listen,
That's all it means.
no face, no case.
No face, no case.
No DNA, no shooting. Sorry. That's kind of how the law works.
Going
That's
on
how
by
it works.
itself.
I mean, here we go. Here's the thing. The gun. Now, I have to go back because the story happened so long ago. I don't even remember.
Girl, I forgot.
But, it was his gun. It was his gun. The gun was registered to him. It's not like it was some, sawed off gun.
But
from
she
some
claimed
time.
that she didn't know he had a gun.
Well, all that, girl, I doubt it. I doubt that.
I'm gonna doubt
To be
that.
honest with you, from what I
Come
think,
on now.
knowing how the U.S. can be, I would believe everyone.
I would
is
think
walking
everyone
with
has a gun.
To be honest with you, as a
I would think that
Canadian,
99.9%
that's my low key belief
people
that
have a gun
you
in
could
the States.
expect people to have a gun because they're allowed to have one.
Right.
But my thing is that the witnesses, there were people that were in the car, as we discussed in our planning call. What are they saying? you know, what happened to the gun after Tory Lanez apparently, allegedly shot at Megan Thee Stallion's feet.
Right.
You know, what happened to the gun after that? You know, what, like, I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to prove that someone else shot her. Because she didn't shoot herself.
We don't
We
know.
don't.
Do we know though?
We don't know anything right
People
now.
will do anything for fame. It would
I
not
agree.
shock me if
This
she
whole
shot
story
herself in the
isn't-
foot.
That's why
Literally.
I want to know, well, whose
Whose
prints
DNA
are
then?
on the gun?
Right, because it's like, okay, if it's not Tory, then whose fingerprints on the gun then? Someone shot him.
Someone
Or
shot
her.
her.
Just like how someone killed Nicole.
Yeah,
Like, who done it?
I'm sorry, y'all. I never really believed this whole story. Just it didn't sit right with me. This always remind me of the scene in Harlem Nights where Della Reese was beating Eddie Murphy up and he shot her in the pinky toe. This is too close to the movie for me. Like,
Yeah, this
So,
is whack. It's
we
whack.
are going to be keeping abreast of what happens because this is an interesting story. But yeah,
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's too many twists and
it's
turns.
weird on these streets. It's
It
weird
is.
on these streets.
it's like getting shot in the butt. Like,
The whole thing is just I don't
It's
know.
not-
He was
Yeah.
provoked to the
With
point
the
to
butt.
shoot her and say dance,
Dance, biatch.
dance,
Dance?
and shoot at her feet
That's what
And
people are saying.
on a public street with the helicopters
Helicopters over her
flying
head?
around, and yeah, like
and one of the
And
most
then
famous
people who
women
are
in the world.
drunk and all. I don't know.
It just none of this.
The whole thing it's very convoluted, and we're hoping it all comes out. And whatever's the truth, we may never know. But at the end of the day, it's all about the law and DNA and what they can prove. And if they cannot prove that Tory shot that gun, then he's going to go free, and Meg Thee Stallion is going to have to figure out what's next for her. Now, somebody who needs to figure out what next for her.
Oh.
Could you imagine your favorite artist or one of your favorite artists, they put out a new album, they decide that they're going to go on tour, and you show up to the tour and they give you this speech. Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jesus.
Summer.
I'm not sing that song, but I just want to talk to y'all for a second. For anybody who came here and was like, oh, she didn't do Reciprocate, she didn't do Starkey, she didn't do Session 33, I didn't do a lot of songs from the new album. I want you to know that, you know, this shit is real. Like, I write a lot of my stuff. I write most of my stuff. And, you know, it's still a fresh wound. My baby, she not even one yet. And I didn't got to be up here singing that shit crying for y'all. So I sang what I could. And I'm still doing
Hell
this.
no. Now she cares about her picnic?
So just to read the headline, this is on Jasmine Brand. Summer Walker says, I ain't got time to be up here singing that ish, crying in front of y'all, as she explains not performing certain songs from her new album, which is what has made her, because she's only had 2. And it was a bitter beat album, as I like to call it, where she basically trashed her child's father. Now, she's saying that her baby's not even 1, but at 2 months, she had a new stepdaddy whose name is tattooed on her face. I can't.
Right. So, I'm sorry. Like, that's like going to, like, a J. Cole concert and he didn't sing No Role Models.
No.
I would cry.
It's like a regional, it was like J. Cole, get back on that damn stage and first start singing
I
One
wanna
Time
hear-
for My LA Sisters.
Yeah, I want to hear
He
Jesse heard.
would not do that. But that's what you get for being a Summer Walker fan.
And that too. Summer Walker needs to just leave the industry. I don't think she's
He
ready
will.
for any form of anything that has to do with
Here's the thing. Even though it's a weird situation, she was very hot, and she could have rode that wave into like a serious career, but she was too busy tattooing dudes' names on her forehead and cutting her hair, just looking crazy at every opportunity that she was presented with, including sitting up there at a concert talking about why she isn't doing the very songs that made her relevant, talking about I can't be crying and going through all of that. Then, like, you sound like you're bipolar.
And that's why every time we talk about her, we always bring up therapy.
She needs
because
therapy.
she
It's
is
always-
out here she's out here on these streets not doing what's best for her.
Capable.
Now, most songwriters, just for everybody who needs to know, most songwriters write from real experience. So her coming up and saying, you know, this is real, I'm like, wow, you don't say.
That's the point.
You're writing off of your real life.
That's the point.
Like Michael Jackson and Prince and all of these people, you're doing that too. Like Taylor Swift, all of her songs, and I don't like Taylor Swift, and I'm out here telling y'all, Taylor Swift writes all her songs about her ex-boyfriends.
Made her billions.
Is she not singing those songs?
She's still singing every
You
single
bet
one of them.
that woman
She's
is singing those songs.
You
Why?
think Celine Dion loves singing My Heart Will Go On?
Right.
Probably not. But guess what?
Right.
She knows the fans like
The
it.
fans
And
like
it makes her money. At the end of the day, does this woman not want money to take care of her little Pickney and Larry? Like, what more does she want?
What about Larry?
What about Larry? Not Larry.
That's one of those. It wouldn't be so funny if it wasn't true.
Listen, I think as an artist, you don't get to show up at your job and say, I don't really want to be here today, so I'm just going to be in the lunchroom, and you guys can just go about me. I'm showed up. I should still get paid, but I don't actually want to do the job.
Right.
That can't happen.
I can guarantee
That's
you,
what she's doing.
there were no refunds at this concert.
No.
And then what is she gonna sing then? Because she has 2 albums. She has
The other
one
music
song
album.
that was on the Billboard. So
And
she's gonna sing
how does
what?
it
2
go?
songs?
I don't remember how the song goes.
That's the only good music she got. Like that, you can't not like. What other songs do you got?
Because on her first album,
Like most of the people there weren't even fans of yours before this album. So you're not doing certain content. They like, but I ain't even like you then.
Right.
If she ain't singing False Baby Mama, what are we having to relate about? Screw you, Summer, and there's storm out,
Right?
No refund.
And the thing is like tickets for concerts now, we all know, are insane.
Expensive.
Like you're paying $150 even for mediocre artists.
general,
Girl.
So imagine
general
Girl.
tickets.
That's why I only pay to see A-listers.
I mean that part.
So good luck to her again
Good
with
luck,
your,
Summer.
your mental health. This is not the industry for her. This industry is not for Summer Walker. Summer Walker needs something else. She should have stuck with her cleaning business or whatever she has. With people where you're cleaning their houses and inducted
Yeah, you
toilets.
can be bipolar if you want.
Right? Cleaning people's dirty toilets. I just say she should have stuck with her cleaning business because the entertainment industry is not for her. You know what? It's not for her. You know what is not for us? Could you imagine me inviting you ladies over and say, girls, I got a meal for you.
Oh, Jesus.
And I tell you, I'm going to make you the best meal of life. And this is what you see.
Okay. So I'm gonna say when you show this to us, I didn't even know. Like
Yeah, I thought
I
it was a
was
hot dog.
I was in my phone like this, and I was like,
What is that?
Is it a hot
This
dog?
is supposed to be a seafood boil. And the caption says, assignment understood. Payment boil.
Where's the seafood?
And we see it says
Failed
failed
assignment.
assignment. Who's this tied to?
They didn't tag the person. This was on
That's
Baller
what I
Alert,
wanna
and I
know.
wish they had
Why don't
tagged
they tag the
They should have tagged
person?
them.
Listen,
Look
for
here.
those
Look.
that go
Oh
ahead,
my
babe.
God.
Go
Do you
ahead.
know how hard it is to take a food porn picture and not see a single drop of seasoning? It's like they photoshopped all the spice out of the picture. How did they do that?
Like,
They literally opened the bag and dumped the ingredients in and boiled it.
so for people who do not know what the ingredients are for a seafood boil, I'm going to explain. It is boiling water. There's one seasoning you need. It's called Old Bay seasoning. You then take the boiling water with the Old Bay seasoning. You add corn, potatoes, shrimp, mussels, crab, lobster, sausages, whatever you want, and you put it together. That one seasoning, that one dege seasoning, as Jamaican like to say, makes a world of difference. This picture that we're showing, like Rob said, it's like they literally photoshopped out. There is not one, and then
Man, you know Old Bay. You see Old Bay everywhere.
thank you. And then they boiled it with the lemon. You're missing the lemon. The lemon, and I think this is supposed to be sausage which looks like hot dogs.
And they cut
It looks like a hot dog.
It looks like hot dogs.
And the two little shrimp.
It's a trash sea boy.
And there's no flavor on these shrimps. Not even on the con. Not
Right, and the
They boil
shrimp.
the shrimp with everything else.
with no
Right, and the shrimp looks like the shrimp that you buy from those little
The
like
little
Frozen bag of
things
shrimp.
that
Dip. It comes with the dip in the center.
Yeah.
All those kind of things.
So ladies, please stop embarrassing yourself on the social medias, on the internet, talking about you're cooking for your men. Stop poisoning men on these streets. Because this, I would never, honestly, you all were confused. No one knew what it was just looking at the picture. You know a seafood boil when you see it.
Right.
There we go.
That's not it.
It looks delicious
That's not
when
it.
it's done right.
I would
That's
not
not done,
feed this
period.
meal to a dog.
It doesn't
Like,
look
I don't even think the
butter.
dog wants it.
It looks like they literally just put it in a pot and boiled it.
Yeah.
Just
They
in
open
the
the bag of
water.
corn.
Just in plain
Put it in
water.
the pot, open the shrimp, put it in the pot.
Not a piece of seasoning.
They did cut the potatoes up.
They cut the potatoes
They cut the potatoes
and
up.
they shove
Only
the
thing that would
corn.
have made that worse is whole potatoes in there. And they cut the corn, but there's not even black pepper. You
Not
can't
even
even
black
eat black
pepper.
pepper.
The universal seasoning. Put some, even like if they even put some scallion or onion in there, I would have been like, okay, they were
There's
trying.
nothing there.
But they didn't try.
So ladies, again, stop trying to poison men on these streets. But before we end the show,
Yeah.
we got to make sure that Robbie 3 Times has his
Hey.
final 3 minutes for what we just talked about. So Robbie 3 Times, 3 minutes, and go.
All right. Like I said, Tasha K. Trasha K, as they're calling her. That's fine.
Trifling.
She's a gossipist. Here's the thing: when your business is everybody else's business, of course you love drama. Don't play with yourself or nothing like that. But here's the thing, Tasha. This one powerful word could change so much about your show, your future, and your finances. Learn the word allegedly. Okay? It'll change your life, woman.
That one word.
That one word. Anyhow, Tory Lanez, because I am going to go on this one. This one is so hilarious to me. It made me, I had fun with this one in my head. I pictured them having sex and she like was holding Tory up. Yo, I could be here all day in that relationship. Like it's a Harlem Nights scene where Bellamy putting it on Eddie Murphy. It's like, okay, now, like I'm about to shoot you. I'm about to shoot you. Because she was beating him up. He couldn't handle her. And I think that might have been what was going on. Meg had Tory in the headlock and he was trying to get free. And
Oh my god.
Oh,
no.
but the LAPD cannot talk to the gun, even though it is registered. It's his gun, but his DNA ain't on it, obviously, because it's inconclusive. But he's never touched a gun that he registered, not even to take it home or nothing like that. So, no face, no case.
No face, no case.
Shout out to Tory Lanez's legal defense team. You know, they did a great job. Summer Walker. Oh man, that's like I said. That's what you get for being her fan. She will be basically irrelevant because she is not appreciative of her fans, which she didn't have very many not too long ago. And they will move on to the next bipolar woman screaming about how she's the fourth baby daddy and whatever. I don't know. Like that whole movement never captured me. I tried to listen to that album just musically and I couldn't do it, and nah. And finally, one of my favorite topics, food porn. Look, some of y'all really do be playing yourself because just because it looks delicious to you, like Lizzo, does not mean that it looks delicious to everybody else. I'm gonna just leave it there.
And we're done with 6 seconds. Good job, Robbie, 3 times. And before we go, Telly is gonna take us
Girl,
out. Let's go,
listen.
girl.
I love our show. Like, our show is so lit.
I'm just saying.
Our combos are so lit. We hope that we are able to brighten your days, because this whole thing sure brightened mine. My jaw is hurting. So flipping much. A huge shout out and thank you to Radio Region for giving us the platform to share our joy and to share us trying to make sense of the foolishness on the internet. And trust us, next week we'll have more foolishness to bring. But in the meantime, do listen to all of our past episodes right here on Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio. You can listen to them from the beginning all the way to now. Also, if you're if you're watching us right now on IGTV or on Instagram Live, give us a follow. Send us a DM if there's anything that you want us to talk about. Maybe you got an inside scoop on something. Let us know. And don't forget, you can go live with us. We don't fight. We'd love to go live with you and talk with you. Share some things, teach us some things or two. You know, we're open. You know, we might school you more, but you know, we still have that vibe. We can kick it. Find us all over the internet in a good way. We're on YouTube. We have our Facebook group, Metaverse, Facebook, whatever they call it these days. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. You can watch all these lives here and on YouTube. Watch them from the beginning if you like. Wow, all the way to now. Thank you so much, everyone. We got Kersia. I'm Telly. We got Queen Sheba. We got Robbie 3 times. Until next time.
Hey.
We gotta dance it out.
Hey.
Hopefully this is the next time.
All right.
I know World War III is coming, y'all. Be safe. Be safe out here.
Yes.
Until next time, everybody.